Hello, welcome to today's collective general reading. As always, remember to use your own discernment, drawing with intention, and allow the message to be received with an open heart. A quantum reminder, we are speaking through symbol and story here, so please do not rely on tarot readings as factual evidence. You are always encouraged to do your own research, especially when engaging with strangers on the internet. What will this reading be? I don't know. Let's start with some geometric shaping. I'll keep some Modesty Moonstone nearby. I had my first live 2 days ago and it's still up, and that was really fun. That was a really interesting experience. So thank you to everyone who joined and participated. I don't know how long it's going to be up still. The lives are something that's eventually going to be only for members, but until I can get to a membership, this is a way to connect with you. Oh, I also forgot to say, in the description, you'll find a link to my Buy Me a Coffee, which has personal readings and experimental integration sessions available. And also you will find a link to my Substack, which hosts the 444 Collective, where the signal is active. Okay. Keeps coming up. Ho'oponopono Sunset. Is this upside down for you? I'm doing it at a new angle, and so I don't know which way it's going to be. I'm wondering if the candles will be your bottom or if the candles will be your top. Something about where is your light residing. And then 41, Compassionate Pili. What I'm seeing is that the fire burning through Pili is the core flame in this. Okay, I'm gonna be channeling, so I'm not exactly sure all of what's coming through as it is, but what was that? Industrial composition. 1, 2. We have number 7, Trinity. And number 9, Healing the Heart. I don't know if I've had this before, and I've had this deck for a long while, you know. Down bottom we have, I think it's whales and then little fishies. Oh, this is going to be the bottom because you need to be able to see it how I see it. So this is the bottom. So for you, the light is on top. Okay. Shadow and Grace. Let's see. Yeah, we have our Anticorona. Okay. Okay. What I'm seeing is the swirling centric movements. Here we have a circle or a dot inside a triangle. Here we have a triangle with flame rising. Here we have a spiral. Here we have all of these triangle geometrics forming into a kind of circle. And here we are spreading our wings and flying. I'm seeing with noting how the candles are on top, are north, finding your own true north. I'm also noticing the borders and how these are more rich. I want to say jewel tones, but then people always tell me that's not a thing, but that's what I'm going to say. Earth jewel tones. And this is more light crystal. And I'm seeing here these two faces, what can be seen as parent to this young one, parenting ourselves, being gentle with ourself, healing our own heart, starting from within. Unlimited possibilities. Now I did shuffle this deck. This came through when I was doing the live for someone's reading. And so to the person who was in the live, this may be a message that resonates with you, but I don't think it's only for one person, of course. There's something about the over insertion of self into story. What is that? Let's see. Like, not necessarily making things too much about ourselves, but getting wrapped up in the I of it. EYE and also I. Egocentric. And not like how you would describe someone as being egocentric and they're full of themselves, yada yada. Being centric on ego. Avoiding the depth is what I'm getting. Alliance and friction. Okay. Alliance and friction. Where do these want to go? They want to go here. I don't know if that's still on screen for you. Don't want to block you out, but also I gotta cook. Looking to build alliance with self. I'm seeing in here the white, more centric, almost marbly glaze. Something to be filled, a fracture to be healed. Let's see. Let's pull some story out of this. Let's see. Traditional tarot. And they're saying, no, that's it. No, that's it. And I can tell that I want to keep shuffling for something. And they're saying, no, that's it. And so where this is the one that jumped, I'm not going to look at this just yet. Recognizing when the universe is telling you one thing and you are telling yourself another. Four of Wands, which for me is the 444 collective. Talking about, yes, our foundations, but also to me, this speaks to the collective we are forming together in alignment with a true north that is being rooted, and all of the different ways that it shows up for different people and the friction that we have as coming together. And I think friction is normal. Friction makes fire, right? It's a necessary and natural process. As my words almost garbled there. And here I'm seeing, I'm seeing a smile. I'm seeing the eyes and this jagged tooth smile, this friendliness in what is normally frightening. And this, I'm getting a turtle stretching its neck. What do we have with this magician? What are we making? What are we making? Five of Cups, Temperance, the Louvers. I will use your eyes. There we go. My goodness, this day and age. How's that? Does that cover? It's barely on screen anyway. Okay, great. I'm noticing this dot on this table, and that's not a notch of the wood, that's just a little black fuzzy, a little black something. But if I bring it up here, This finds my attention and meaning is given. Is it nothingness? Perhaps. I'm now seeing a scratch in the desk, a line all the way from this card, whatever it may be, down to this, like a kite being flown. It's along the lines of turning lemons into lemonade, but it's turning tragedy into spice, into seasoning. It's kind of like a water wheel, I'm not sure the correct term, a turbine perhaps, of when you're getting electricity and energy from naturally flowing waters. And we have a human-built construction that allows us to gain energy that feeds us in a specific way that helps us live and also does not obstruct the water flow. And so there's something in here where it's meant for you to be looking, you're actually supposed to watch where it is that these different liquids fall. I've never noticed this before because I don't get this card very often, but it has come out more recently. These 3 cups that have spilled all have a different liquid in them. There's a different color. And so this is an opportunity to see where they flow, how they trickle, to watch the blood forming through your veins. And then learn how to regenerate this water energy. And then you have a choice here. Noting how these are more coming into a 4 alignment. Back to our 444. And the natural space, the natural gap, the breath. It's like, again, back to building fire, you need to breathe on it a little once it catches flame to start to build that. And that comes with skill, which comes with experience, and also being taught and doing it yourself. Something of, it's not you get a little flame and then you go, you know what I mean? No, you're going to blow out the fire, right? That's a misuse of your energy to give. You are giving more than, and so you are depleting yourself. You're drying out your roots, while also you are giving so much that the intended purpose for it is now moot because you have actually stepped into a destructive force. With the best of intentions, of course, and all the same. Ace of Swords. So this is what me, the human, wanted to keep going, and this card stood out when Spirit told me that's enough. And I'm getting it's this new sense creation, not like a nuisance, like an annoyance, although that might be a message for someone. A new sense in mental rhythm with universe, with all and. Because it's not all about your gut, it's not all about your heart, it's not all, I'm seeing this flame slopped over to the side now as the wick is running low. There's a contortion here now. And they're not asking for you to contort your mind. What's going to be happening through all this is that you are finding a true north. See how these two are in alignment, yourself and with the collective. But everything else is adjacent to our perspective. Me as the human sitting here looking at this, and also the camera catching this for you to be viewing this reading. And so what is oriented to us now makes it seem like these are off pivots and that these are actually what is off balance, when truly this is the new direction taking shape and form. So perhaps it is something like this. And now doing that, part of this is out of screen. So do I want to do that? and something feels off. Something feels off. Perhaps it's meant to be a this movement coming outwards. Perhaps it's meant to be tuning in with yourself, you as the reader of your own life. And I'm not seeing this as upside down, as it is changing what the sword is, but it is changing our relation to a meeting point. And so what if we don't know what that is? What happens then? Now, has this made sense to you? What have you noticed? What have you noticed within yourself? What have you noticed also other and? Okay, we have these crystals. It's caught my eye. We'll have selenite just hanging out. Chrysoprase, the crystal for personal insights. Mind, compassionate heart, vibration, earthy. Chrysoprase draws out talents and stimulates creativity, bringing openness to new situations. It promotes hope and helps you gain personal insights, overcoming compulsive or impulsive thoughts and actions. This stone turns your attention to positive events. It opposes judgmentalism, stimulates acceptance of yourself and others, and assists forgiveness and compassion. Hold the stone to prevent speaking out unthinkingly in anger. Healing codependence, chrysoprase supports independence while encouraging commitment. It reviews egotistical motives and the effect on your personal development, aligning ideals with behavior. Body, infertility, eyes, skin, heart, thyroid, hormonal balance, digestive system. Spirit induces deep meditative states, helps you to feel part of the divine whole. It's about you making a choice for this to be different. And I don't know if you noticed something. Some of you will ask, how did this Ace of Swords become a Nine of Wands? How did that happen? Others of you may have noticed a cut in the footage, and I switched these cards out. Now, this is not something that I do in readings, so please don't think that this is something I'm up to, but something of this reading. It's all about this perspective. And if you're not looking, if you're not if you're not keeping attention to what it is that you are building, boiling, breeding, you will start to lose track of which page you were on. Number 2, new beginnings. And so this is something for healing. It's not about being hypervigilant. It's not about noticing or slightly picking up on something and then being accusatory or judgmental of, hey, what happened? Hey, what is that? And at the same time, it is about this new magical level of discernment. When you get the sense that something is off, you don't need to wave that away. And not to pour energy into psychosis level experiences. That's not what I'm directing my energy into for this message. But there's something of learning how to trust your gut, when your gut and your mind actually switch to become one, when they can become interchangeable. 2022. Which deck? And like none of them are speaking now. And I'm getting the sense it's because they don't like what I did with that switch. Girl, I didn't like it either, but I had to. And this is like a difficult spot to sit. I'm getting the sense that it's for me to, in this moment, play the role of universe, where there are things that are judgment. Yeah, when you hear the trumpets call, 1000%. There are things that will show up in life that feel not fair, that feel like trickery, that feel like I don't deserve that. Why is this happening? It feels like the universe playing tricks on you, when really it is a reshuffling of the board. No. I feel like I'm doing all of the blasphemous things, truly. Is there a Four of Wands? I was going to say now it is playing the trickery on me. And the question now is, what do you feel has changed? If I take things out of the shot from what had been added from that very moment that there was a change, what has changed? Everything is technically back to the way it was, but you feel different, don't you? Something has changed for you internally, hasn't it? Because you have engaged with the universe so directly that she is showing you behind the curtain, so you are able to gain more understanding for the ways that she works, for the times that you feel you are living without certainty. Number 9, perception. It was that 9 of Wands. This is all about a perception shift. And it's not about you not having any autonomy or control or involvement in your own destiny, in your own reality. I look at and I didn't like intentionally choose the 9 of Wands. I intuitively picked up the deck and that was the card that was there. So it was still an intuitive pull. It wasn't a human choosing a card. And I'm a human and I chose a card. You know what I mean? And this is an opportunity for a new beginning for this fear. Not allowing fear to overrun you. You can still, and you will, of course, still have bouts of anxiety and overwhelm and uncertainty. And all of these 9 of Wands are going to continue occurring in your life. That's just the natural cycle. That's just the way it is. And doesn't mean that you cannot have your own new beginning. with all of these sacred movements in the universe. This friction that you're having with this alliance is also the friction that you have within yourself, you as the universe, you as God. Okay, it wants me to do something very different. Gonna choose a card for you and also choose a card for me. But for me in this case, I'm playing the role of universe to you. This is a very different kind of reading. And it's talking to me about, like, part of this is about the trickery that can occur through the media. Look at this dancing green woman. Look at how happy she is, upside down, in all directions. Old direction, I'm also hearing. What kind of new beginning do you think she chooses every day? And okay, I am getting this is also about, like, discernment with AI and things you see on social media and things you view through technology, with the gumptive assumption that because I see it, it is real. Because I see it, that is accurate. Not necessarily. One card is for you, one card is for the universe. Which is which? Which card is you? Which card is your universe? Hearing that plane overneath. Overneath. Interesting. Underneath, overhead. Okay. This is different, I know, and please know, I don't do trickery to you. That's not something that I do. But there is a lesson in this on how you engage with what you see versus you as the seer. You taking a front row seat role into the universe. You can take, like, do you see what I mean? How it, okay. I know that there's layers inside this and that I don't know all of what they are. Self-love. For you and for the universe. Okay. If this message resonates with you, you are welcome to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to hear from me more often. Stay tuned.